Duet Night Abyss is an anime action RPG. That's all I know because I'm blind reviewing Duet Night Abyss, baby. Oh, my client crashed. Dang, okay. We're starting right in the action.
Tell me the truth if you want to live. Why are you here? Who's with you? And who on earth are you?
Okay, that was actually a pretty cool transition. I think they forgot to put the limit. I would not be doing a lot of comparison in this video, or at least keeping it to a minimum. But real quick, this looks like Emiya's reality marble. I think great games should be emulated, and I will take everything the developer and writer did as intentional. Also, I know literally nothing about this game. No character design, no guides, literally bananas. Other than it's inspired by Warframe. I don't know if it's a Linux thing, but the joystick to move is literally the same as the one to look. Oh my gosh, a woman. Oh my gosh, a woman.
Shh.
There's a lot of nitpicky thing I can point out here, but the game is pretty good looking. Apparently too good looking. Already we can see one similarity with Warframe. The slide jump, easily one of my favorite movement type other than Titanfall 2 wall running mechanic. However, there's this weird clunky feeling behind it that you'll have to get used to. I think it's something to do with losing all your momentum the moment you land, which maybe is just the way speed works. Regardless, we exit the cave and get this beautiful shot of Purgatorio Island, which I think is funny considering we were probably dead for a second there. Barry suggests we find our way home to gather weapons, but in these types of games, I like to explore every nook and cranny of an area, especially with collecting anything that's shiny.
Almost there.
Keep yourself safe.
She told us the KYS. The combat feels pretty smooth, especially with how the character moves. But of course, we have a dodge button. I know I'm literally about to go against the rule I set up about comparison, but I feel like every RPG-esque game nowadays has to have a mandatory dodge button. It isn't something I am against because in Duet Night Abyss, for some reason, the dodge is extremely far. We needed to look for a boat to escape this island, and while I was jumping around, I found a fully functional floating rowboat, which was not good enough for Barry. Who is this girl? I assume she's like a sister or a childhood friend to our main character, who's actually fully voiced for once.
Someone must have lost them when they ran away.
I know these guys are supposed to be our self-insert, but I actually like that this main character has a bit of personality. Throughout the story, you will see them get angry, sad, or even offended.
It's better for everyone.
But there is one really cool thing, which I will get into later once we see it. Seeing that we can't leave by boat, she suggests for us to take another path. We get into another scuffle, and here's my second critique / nitpicky moment. The grappling hook and wall jumping. I know this is supposed to make movement to higher place easier, but it just feels so much slower than simply slide jumping. It also suffers from stopping all momentum you originally had, making me feel like it's not even worth to use in the first place. And wall jumping, she's trying her best. Heading into the ruins, we are greeted by a giant goddess statue with a strange base right in front of it. Following Barry's instruction, we use our sword like a key and unlocked a hidden pathway. How does Barry know all of this? I don't know. But heading up the elevator, we are met with a good old friend of mine. The keyhole minigame. Honestly, it's just good to see it again. Opening the door, we are greeted with this beautiful place that's also somehow infested with monsters. I spent like a good 15 minutes jumping around and collecting everything here, as well as introducing my greatest weakness. Reading comprehension. Sometimes when you collect books or scrolls on the ground, you'll come across the treasure map type. Reading through its content will give you a clue as to where buried goods are hidden. In this case, we seem to be reading Barry's diary entry about how she enjoys her time with us, her maybe parents, and eating sweet things. It's honestly great to see characterization in text like this, but I know a lot of people, me included, will miss this. In the highlighted text, the treasure is under the waterfall right next to the alchemy chamber. Now, guess what I did after reading this obvious hint? That's right, spend the next additional 10 minutes jumping around the first waterfall we saw because I thought I was missing something, only to realize it's the next waterfall right down the hall. Honestly, this one's on me. Heading outside, we decide to take a break from all that exploring, only to get bombarded by a huge wave of filthoids. That's what they're called. This time, we get introduced to abilities and a stamina bar, or sanity is what the game calls it. Barry's ability is a straight dash that ragdolls everything it hits, which honestly is a funny touch. Most of the enemy in this game will instantly lose their bones the moment you knock them up, or use an ability like Barry's dash. But seeing that the filthoids won't leave us alone, we continue, until we see these armored men. They are the 13th Legion, and I will spoil you right now. These guys are straight up buns.
Who's there?
She's not even trying to hide. Barry easily one-shots the soldier, and the lady we saw in the beginning appears. Her right-hand man, Randy. Yes, that's his name. Throws a lightning bolt at us and acting all intimidating. Although there's some lip-syncing issues here, which actually happens a lot, but I'm too busy reading the subtitles. We're supposed to rush through this collapsed tunnel, and once we passed, multiple missiles were launched in our direction. Weren't you guys trying to capture us? They're now dropping constant airstrike on top of us, which finally leads us back to this first cutscene. The soldiers gathered around and the sky begins to darken. Then, with an absolutely necessary display of intimidation, now we're all caught up, and it's time for an epic anime fight. Honestly, this feels so cool. It's fast-paced and dodging all the attacks is fun. They even have the staggered crit function like in the Dark Souls franchise. But destroying her in-game doesn't count because despite Barry being an absolute demon, Sybil is simply built different. We parry. Barry tries to gain some space, but Sybil chased that. Command grab. Now get your weight up! Spark that. Spark? I'm glad you asked.
Easy read.
Unfortunately, Sybil has that Missouri whip sword that doesn't make sense. Take this, Rasengan!
Ate that.
Barry goes in for another counter, and she had some excellent air deflects. But that sword is too OP, and Sybil gets another command grab into a finisher. I thought that was about to nuke Barry until I remembered they needed to capture her. But this entire time, we were just lying on the ground like a pissed baby man. So we answered Sybil and she doesn't believe us. Whoa. I was going to save commenting on their design for later, but there's no reason for her butt to have cutouts like that. I'm 90% sure this is just her model clipping through her own long dress, but if it's not, then I can see why she has so many men behind her. Damn, that's gotta be racist or something. One of the soldiers checked on Barry after that skull-cracking throw and confirms Barry to be the number 0. So this entire time they weren't even sure about the capture. Panning over to Sybil's thinking, we get a confirmation that, yes, the dress was clipping. Bro, they are just ragdolling her.
Don't take her.
Remember.
The blood rushing through me.
You must remember.
I remember.
Your power.
The power of hand-holding. Yo! Okay, that's actually cool.
If you wish to save all this.
I became useful, transferring myself into the bone of her sword. That's right, it's over, Sybil. We have the power of God and anime on our side. Now with the power of hand-holding, Barry ascends to a Super Saiyan God and completely demolishes the Legion and Sybil. But as you've already guessed,
Face was the real.
My back!
oh shit. Barry, help me!
Hang in there.
I'm trying, Barry, look out!
Barry!
Barry didn't have a choice. But even when she's impaled by Sybil on the same arm again, she still held on. But choosing to not be a burden anymore, we let go of her.
Get out of here and live.
Honestly, a solid intro. At first, I thought it was kinda dumb of us to let go, mostly because we whispered for her. But then I realized that if we hadn't done so, Barry would have legitimately died for or with us. Even if she's captured, we still want her to at least attempt something. Especially with this quote at the end, which will be very prevalent throughout every story of the game thus far.
Even if left all alone, you should be brave and live on.
Until the day we meet again.
We then got to see this absolute refined goat lady enjoying a nice drink until she was rudely interrupted by, I don't know, God? I don't know how powerful goat lady is, but this guy basically paid her to save us.
Hello?
And we soon wake up to a child.
Can you hear me?
Damn, your head is huge. Oh my gosh, a woman. This is Camilla and Snow, which I'm assuming is gonna be the mascot of the game. But here's where we get a big exposition dump about the city, the empire, and of course, Sybil, who's quite a big deal.
I'd advise you not to rush into
I'm starting to understand how these people can wear such elegant clothes in the middle of winter. They are called Kaurons, and they're more resistant to temperature. But there's one mechanic I really like in this game, and it's the impression system. I am 99% sure choice don't matter, but whenever you do make them, you gain a new impression. There's two parts to this: the choice during dialogues and the D&D dice roll when you need to convince someone. Such as right now, Camilla told us to follow, but I can't just trust strangers, even if they
Then
are...
stay here. Mull it over by yourself if you think there's anything about you that's worth anyone else's time.
There are different reactions to the choice you make, and I really do hope Duet Night Abyss keeps that up. It's one of the things that really immerse you into the world, despite probably being skipped over a lot. Another thing the game likes to do a lot is introducing gameplay function throughout the story. Such as now, we get to unlock the character selection, and already we can see that it's filled with spoilers. Anyways, we make our way to the city, and while following Snow and Camilla, I ended up having way too much fun just exploring, fighting, and doing these little challenges. Also, collecting everything that's shiny. Flowers. We're supposed to enter the city through the main gate, but I got curious and broken. Is there no security here? I mean, even without the slide jump, I'm sure someone can climb this 7-foot wall and just slide right in. Also, I discovered this maybe intentional design of slide jumping and achieving flight. Please don't fix this. After interacting with the citizen, I decided to continue on with the game. Decided to exit through the front gate.
Stop right there.
Now we are faced with a dilemma. Do we tell the guard the truth of where we came from, blatantly lie to the man, or look at the goat lady? Camilla lies for us, and we even played into it with our sad tears. But it turns out that Camilla is quite the powerful, or at least influential person. Just with her words alone, we passed the border gate, officially entering Ice Lake. Our main goal right now is to somehow find Barry and escape this place. Unfortunately, there's a lot of factors standing in our way, such as not having a passport, homelessness, unemployment, and being broke. Wow, this is the main character I can relate to. Camilla told us to stay out of trouble and bid us farewell. But you know what? The child decided to stick with us and helped us out with our first problem: homelessness.
Did you read?
By sending us to a potentially haunted inn literally called the Hypnosis House. The rumor is that the tenant that enters seems to never leave, and there's this weird odor coming out of it. And the owner isn't even a nice guy. Thanks, Snow. Between that and homelessness, I guess I'll take it. I've had my fair share of haunted location experience. Meeting the inn owner face to face, he began to prove that the rumor might be true.
Demon King of
Then not even giving us a chance to form payment plan for the lodging. We can choose to be a little snarky, but I didn't want to waste any more time and decided, let's get out of here.
Mr. Henrik, I'm back. I just tidied up the house again, and it's all set.
Be careful.
Hey, are you alright? The butterfly girl helps us out and netted us an unsold house for free, with the only condition being that we need to leave the following morning. But wow, this place is huge and beautiful.
But after a good clean, it's not half bad, right?
She's so nice.
At least it keeps out the chill.
The cheerful girl's name is Psyche, and she also lives in the Hypno House, helping Mr. Hendrick from time to time. Hi, I'm a nightmare.
That's quite an uncommon name in this city.
So is no one gonna address the oh well. We unlock more function of the game with the developer giving us one of the most broken character right now, Rebecca.
What a romantic encounter.
I have a mixed feeling about the jellyfish lady because she looks really different and also very suspicious. Throughout this video, you'll come to see that the game kinda looks unfinished sometimes. And if you play the game, it also kinda feels like that too. All of these things can be fixed over time, and I have no doubt the developers will do so. But it's just like that debate between good faith and just not releasing an unfinished game. I feel like nowadays it is very common to see a game dropped filled with bugs or just weird unfinished segments, and during my playthrough and recording, they have already fixed countless bugs that have crashed my game. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about this. We're also introduced to the cosmetic system. Being a free-to-play game, the best way to make money is through cosmetic and the battle pass, which is this the pay to win experience? Cause she did not have all that. As for the cosmetic, you do have to pull for them like a gacha game, but each character can carry their own trinkets, and I'm pretty sure the devs will be putting in color customization for characters later on. It's not something you have to worry about until like mid to end game. The fashion frame state. While sitting and contemplating our next step, we get a surprise visit. Just kidding, it was Psyche.
Are you alright?
And unfortunately, we had to ask her for help in one of the hardest mechanic ever designed. Getting a job! From here, the game lets you go out and do some side quests, like unlocking the forge, which made me realize that these are in fact not children. They're kind of like dwarves or smurfs. They're called Lunos, and they all kind of look the same, but they got their own thing they're good at. Damn! The Legion was beating on the old man for literally no reason. We wanted to try and stop them, but because of Psyche and Camilla's words, we needed to lay low, even if it meant to let the old man get beaten up.
Father! You bastards!
No!
What do you think you're doing?
This is when we're introduced to racism. There are two races in this game, the Karens with their horns and magic, and the Solarians or Solus, who are basically your average people. But then, 18 years ago, the Karens in the Empire attacked, and after the Civil War, the Solarians came out on top and began to view all Karens as
Demons, children.
So now, Karens who live in Ice Lake are treated like lesser humans. Violence against Karens are so common that no one will care if you die. That soldier's crime will go unpunished, or at worst, he'll just be reprimanded. It's a pretty rough situation to be in, especially when we ourselves feel powerless against it. There's still a faction against the Empire called the Forsaken, but for now, we need to focus on stability. At this point, the story is pretty much just us getting used to our surroundings, so I'm gonna speed run over this. We got our first job in catching a thief, and I don't know why Snow looks like that. I then proceed to rob the tavern, sorry Camilla, and found out that Camilla really is influential, like right here. We see Camilla open the Asphodel for the first time, with plenty of the inner city people joining the celebration. There's a bunch of other cool little secrets, and you already know I have to talk to Camilla. Following the Margie quest, we tracked the thieves into the sewer, beat the brakes off him, failed the mission because I was too busy exploring, then beat him up again. Okay, take a look at this. Kudos to voice actor, but does this look like a man in fear to you?
Alright, here's your money back.
Also, the way Margie talks makes her look like she got buck tooth, which is pretty cute. But we were about to capture the guy until he tries to give us a London handshake. Then Camilla shows up, lectures us, then hits him with a...
We'll handle you our way. Teach you a few life lessons your presumably absent mother never did.
Don't bring my mum into this! Let go of me, you nasty hack!
something was truly wrong, especially with the way the thief was begging.
No, please!
Camilla reassures that everything is fine, and if we're still looking for a job, then we should come visit her. So, without really thinking about what just happened, we got paid! Hey, the bag is in, and you already know where I'm heading. Right back to the asphodel. Come on, it's only our first paycheck. We gotta continue to build that revenue source, so we took our next job, a dangerous mining commission sponsored by Hendrik himself. Apparently, he needed some kind of illegal rare gem down there, and since Psyche didn't react much, then it's probably not a bad thing. This is when we unlocked the daily commission and farming stage. This is when the game really does take after its inspiration. There are no stamina requirement except for in real life, and it's why I really like this game so far. Amazing. We also unlocked the demon wedges, which is basically the artifact system. However, I will easily forgive this game because these ones are more like mods from Warframes, in that they're much easier to farm, especially with getting some of the more powerful ones later on. It's still a grind, one that I hate to do, but it's not as bad considering you have an infinite amount of attempt, and most importantly, no rolling for stats. The game lets us go out and do our own thing again, and this time, Snow brought us to see a monster capture mechanic. With the ongoing Nintendo lawsuit, I'm surprised they kept this in the game. But we fly over there, solve a quest by beating this pig, nope, just kidding, this kid, save the genie mons, and unlock the ability to tame
Hunter?
Make it crash. I think I'm supposed to be talking to them? But finally, we unlocked the ability to farm for characters. Pretty much, go to your shop, use your secret letter, buy these farmable conversion thingies, and do missions. It's very easy, especially with either doing escort, dismantle, capture, or meditation, which has nothing to do with Zen. These things are RNG, but literally I got every character with 1 or 2 hours of farming, or about 12 or 20 of these secret letters, and that's me being lazy. What I'm trying to say is, the game is very generous so far and everything feels fair. The only tedious thing is the weapons farming. It is now time to enter the mines and actually progress towards saving our childhood friend. We enlist the help of Psyche and Snow to explore the cave, and after doing some random challenges, we stumble across this. Oh shoot. Hey, we gotta be careful, Psyche. Hey Psyche, watch your step. Watch your step, Psyche.
Watch your step!
Apparently Psyche got mind controlled, and now we gotta fight a whole dinosaur in the cave. But luckily, Psyche is a capable fighter and can achieve flight. Oh my gosh, she's so strong. So bat-looking guy stole our gem and was literally trying to extort us, but I wasn't gonna let that happen and call this bluff. Then for some reason, we had to make a deal with him and ended up going to his house later. Did we not learn from the first step of life? Don't follow a stranger home alone? Then we also get another lore update. So Charon's basically has a puberty thing where they awaken their powers. Some Charons become stronger and gain magic, but just as Snow explained, most awakening includes getting slightly stronger. But it's getting late now, and so we return back to the city, empty-handed. Psyche was getting chewed out by Hendrik, and there's a lot of things he said that made it seem like he's keeping the girl inside for something. But he does care for her. He easily forgave her after apologizing, which made her character reaction seem kinda unreasonable, to me at least. Because yes, he is being unfriendly, but imagine things from his perspective. Your maybe adopted daughter was going out with a random stranger for the entire day. It hasn't even been 24 hours since she's met him. Just a reminder, Hendrik only knows that we are a broke, homeless, and passportless. So,
For you, the thing to worry about should be where to crash after tonight. Let's go home, Psyche.
left with nothing other to do than visiting the outsider guy, I visit the asphodel again only to run into the bootlegger. These little side quests are pretty funny and honestly makes the game feel really lived in. This guy was basically claiming that our Camilla booze is trash. Then for some reason, Camilla popped out behind a sign. Was she standing there the whole time? Hey, I'm not questioning the goat lady. But we pretty much defend her, and dude went to the hospital for drinking his own alcohol. There's one more side story I want to show you guys. Remember the woman I showed earlier that kept calling out for her daughter? This time you can actually go and talk to her and receive the quest to help her out. She'll mistaken you for her daughter and explain that her daughter had ran away after a fight, and now all Elsa wants to do was to see her again. When we asked around, a kind-hearted citizen told us that the woman had gone crazy. Elsa has been out every single day for the past year in the same spot, calling out for her daughter who's probably dead. Hearing this, I saw that this was a mother who hasn't given up hope that their child will return one day. So I doubled my efforts and continued to search, running into this amnesiac. According to her story, she has been lost in the northern mountains to a relentless blizzard for a long time and had a terrible fever. A doctor saved her and brought her back here. There's 3 reactions you can have to this, and after picking your choice, she asked if we can help her regain her memory, starting a second quest. The only thing left was this letter from Annie? Reading the content proves that this is indeed written by that woman's daughter. However, Elsa is indeed delusional. She sees every useful face as her daughter, so we needed to explore every option first. Going out to find a traveling doctor, we quickly defend her from a group of filthoids and get a final piece of the puzzle. A diary. The doctor was supposed to hand this to the amnesiac girl, but waited till she recovered. So she gave it to us to deliver back to its rightful owner. The truth was a tough pill to swallow, especially for someone like the mother. Annie is dead. She tragically passed away while protecting Alice from the cold when they found each other. Annie's last words were for Alice to take her warm clothes and make it out alive. Heading back to the amnesiac, now knowing her to be Alice, we are stuck with 2 impossible paths. And this is where your 1% of choice actually affects the story. Do we choose to give the diary back so that Alice will know who she is, or do we withhold the real truth and lead Alice to believe that she is in fact Annie? Alice has no one to go home to, and the mother too has no one beside her own missing daughter. She is driven to the brink of madness, waiting for that one day that she would come home. The game even tempts you by highlighting the perfect ending. The girl gets a warm hearth to return to, and Elsa would have her daughter back, but this ending is built on a foundation of lies. Alice regained her memory of being an archaeologist student. She remembers conducting a survey in the mountains before getting caught in that storm. That's how she later met Annie. They cling to each other for dear life for several days, encouraging each other to keep going. She was hurt badly, and in her death, she handed the coat to Alice. Now Alice, forever thankful to that kind girl, lives on. But we had to report the truth to the mother. She didn't believe us. How could she? She handed us our payment before storming off in tears. We can only hope that she heals one day. Even though this didn't feel good, I think this was the right choice. I always like to see the debate between comforting lies versus a harsh truth. Because my choice wouldn't work in every scenario, but for this case, I thought what's right was for them to know the harsh truth. But yeah, this is one of my favorite side quests, and I really hope there will be more where your choice does affect the outcome in the end. Now, back to the main story. We head to Outsider's home and find out that he's trying to take care of his sister, even surprising her with that stolen gem to show her the stars. So far, we don't know much other than she's a playable character, even though she's very sickly. But yeah, I'm not gonna question it. There's some characterization moment here, like how our main character told us about Barry back home trying to cook for us. It's honestly a pretty wholesome moment, but we're here for a deal. This was when Outsider told us the truth. Besides fulfilling his sister's birthday wish, he needed to confront Hendrik. You see, Hendrik is a difficult man, sure, but what if he really was a bad person? Outsider had a friend named Hunt, and Hunt was last seen near the Hypno house. So Outsider was going to use this opportunity to find out the truth. Hearing this, now we're worried about Psyche, especially with what Hendrik said to her earlier today. So then comes the deal. We have investigated Hendrik, especially since we're an outsider to the whole city. In exchange, Outsider will provide us with an identity. Obviously, I was suspicious. How did he know that we needed one, and how can he even get one? His reply was basically, trust me bro. So, with such a busy day today, we went home and take a good rest, hoping that Barry is okay. On the next day, we meet up with Hendrik, pretending to hand the illegal crystal over to him. While doing so, we use this opportunity to explore the place, finding out that this place seems more like a nursing home. these people with their blank stares might be a representation of something like Parkinson's disease. But we met up with Psyche and damn. Wait, hold on, Psyche. Me when I talk to a girl. Psyche was worried about our housing situation, but we told her that we sorted it out. She then asked us about how we were able to get the crystal back and...
Really?
I really do hope that each choice changed the dialogue. It's just these little things that makes you like the game a lot. But focus. We're here to find clues before Hendrik comes back. So we questioned Psyche, but she started to get evasive. We asked if she's okay and she told us... However, she does ask us to come back and visit her if we're free. I would love to spend more time with you, Psyche. It's just... I got a thing.
Oh, and take this.
She crashed my game. We tried to sneak into Henrik's office, but was stopped by this random guy. Then we pretty much tricked the guy into telling us that Hendrik always leaves on 8 p.m. on the 20th every month. Oddly specific, but I guess that's what OCD does to people. We also found out that Hunt has indeed been here before, but the girl freaked out before we can even ask anything. So, we get paid and take our leave, going back to Outsider to tell him everything we found. We theorized that maybe Hendrik is targeting sick people, but we needed evidence and formulated a plan. We need to wait until the 20th and follow him. On the other side, Outsider would sneak in and break into the office for more clues. And so we waited. By that, I mean more farming, talking to Chinese Luno, then getting this villain POV. They're basically talking about the intro and yada yada yada. Honestly, it's a setup for some kind of conflict in the future, but it's not going to be important for this video. Visiting Psyche, we can see that she cannot, and she asked us to help with gardening. So, I went out and stuffed my pocket with fresh dirt. This time, not even getting distracted by the shinies. Then, we talked about flowers and the morality of plucking them. It's an allegory for life or something, I'm not sure. My reading comprehension sucks. But I had fun talking with her, even promising that we'll come back and visit even after we traveled away. After this, we do this random mission, which is pretty much a wave defense. I'm guessing the game assumes you've never fought or did anything else other than the main story? I don't know, it feels out of place. Though we do unlock Outsider for free, and he's honestly a cool guy. His mechanic is to sacrifice health or attack and making it impossible to see. Amazing. It is now nighttime and we set our plans into motion. Snow and I trailed Hendrik and found nothing other than this suspiciously empty box. There's a strange white powder inside resembling salt. Meanwhile, Outsider discovered that Hendrik's office is massive. Deciding to check the logbook, we uncovered the Slumber Project. There are names and dates inside every single one of these files, including Psyche Frey, with the date reading November 25th, 5 days from today. Behind Outsider was a massive furnace with ash residue. Wait, ash residue? People disappearing? Mysterious box dumped into the lake?
Mr. Henrik, you're back.
We still don't know if Psyche is in danger, but even so, the evidence points to something with cremation. We can't hesitate anymore just in case something could be happening to her. She is beyond just some nice girl. She's helped us with getting a job and putting a roof over our head. I don't want someone like that to disappear when they're so awesome. So, we take a rest and come back to see Psyche the next day. Asking her out for a walk, we headed to Lamenting Lake. Hendrik was reluctant, but he allowed it.
Go ahead. But remember what I've told you.
This walk is honestly really sweet, and the world became so much more colorful and brighter. I'm not being dramatic here, the game shader for some reason got really good.
What colors do you like best?
Blue! Wait, no. Red!
Really? That's so nice to hear.
I messed up. It's green.
Right.
We visited one last place. Under the tree stump, we found a time capsule with a camera inside. This was a birthday gift for Psyche when she was 4 and she cherished it, burying it to the ground because she thought it would grow even more cameras. She gifted us the precious treasure, and even if we try to reject it,
I no longer need it because of my eyes. But your journey is still long. Please see the world for me with your eyes.
Psyche wanted nothing more than to leave Ice Lake, to see the world, yet...
Even in the wilds, I always dreamed that if I could catch a train, I could actually get there. Dad told me it was not a dream we could afford.
'Cause you're Charon's.
Yes. And also because Mum and Dad are just ordinary gardeners. We were poor and didn't have the means to board that train.
Yet, knowing her dreams cannot come true, she still smiles. Whatever is happening to Psyche, I really only had one thought. It's that maybe we can help her in some way. I mean, we got some resonant power thing and she's a playable character. So we ask her if she's in danger. We promise we'll protect her. We'll take her anywhere she wants to go. Anywhere at all.
Thank you. I'm not under threat. It's just that I just can't leave Ice Lake, no matter what.
She still won't tell us why she can't leave, even if she hates Ice Lake, the blood in the air, the oppressive walls and the guards. It is still her home. So she requested that we take a picture for her. I think she's lying to us here. There's just something that's forcing her to stay, but she tells us this so that we would stop worrying about her. We were about to take another picture until...
Psyche! It's not safe outside the city. You've been out too long.
Before she leaves, we reminded her of our promise, and if she really is in trouble, to please meet us at 2 a.m. at the ticket booth.
Goodbye.
As we go back home alone, we ran into random front gate man.
Who goes there? Stay back, or I'll shoot.
This is why I called him the Bum Legion. So he spins around with the first shot on us, but then pulls out a sword and shield. And for some reason, front gate guardman was burying the thief from a few days ago. He explains that it wasn't him who executed the thief, and it wasn't stealing that got him executed. The thief had deterioration, a disease that only affects the Karens. So far, there's no cure, and remember the awakening? If you are a Karen, you should actually be grateful that you became slightly better, because there's also the bad chance of turning into a Filthoid. That's why Solus hates Karens. Due to this disease, they believe that it really is evil devil magic. It's supposedly a rare condition, but for now, we don't really know much about it. But when we ask for the symptoms...
I wouldn't know. But I have heard that some would turn extremely violent. And some poor souls would gradually lose their senses, like going blind or deaf or something perhaps.
Threatening the front gate guard, we inquire one more thing. Who is Hendrik and what is his past? There's 3 important things we learn here. 1, he was a renowned doctor at one point in his life. 2, he had a family but his wife had passed away and his daughter went missing in a town far off from Ice Lake. Then finally, 3, Hendrik has killed a Karen in the past, the same one in the town his daughter went missing in. The front gate guard told us that Hendrik would always get angry if you try to ask about his daughter, so that is all he knows. With that info, we headed to the ticket booth where we promised to wait for her. Discussing the situation with Outsider, he let us in on the escape plan. If Psyche does show up and she's in danger, then he has a carriage and paper ready for us to leave. If she doesn't show up, then we'll just break into the house and rescue her. However, she still only has about 4 to 3 days left, but we'll figure it out along the way. I'm sure we can pull some out of our main protagonist power. But this got me looking at him like, dude, you thought all of this out? Outsider. Bro, I knew I liked you, dude. Bring it in, man. Bring it in, bro. So we tell Outsider about Hendrik, and they came to the conclusion that Hendrik hates Karens, specifically deteriorators, because of what they did to his daughter. He's likely collecting them like Pokemons and killing the lodger as a form of justice. But this conclusion makes no sense to me, because first off, he's a doctor. I don't know if they follow the same code of conduct, but doctors always make an oath to save people no matter what. Then we also gotta take Psyche's treatment into consideration. Hendrik probably see her as like a replica. Actually, a better word would be a surrogate daughter.
You're a good kid. Just don't let this ever happen again.
Yes, he's rude to us because, again, we are a random stranger who just entered the city with no identification. Lastly, why would he even spend that much effort to kill deteriorators? Because that also means he has to do an illegal act of housing them while also providing food and many more. Plus, the logic doesn't even make sense.
Did you hear that? Screams from the direction of the Hypnos house.
Oh, that.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is a serious moment. Running to the Hypno house, we talked to Snow as she was panicking. She reported what she saw, that Psyche was
lunged at me looking all scary.
Lucky I was quick on my feet, but was that really Psyche?
Rushing inside, we uncovered the truth behind Hendrik's operation. He was injured, too injured to recover. So we listened to his dying words. Hendrik was indeed sheltering deteriorators, and he even stopped us from trying to help him. Every deteriorator always ends with a cold bullet, but Hendrik offered a more different approach to his suffering family. Instead of being executed like an animal, Hendrik offered a more humane solution. Hendrik tried everything. The crystal we brought to him was a potential cure for Psyche. He did not want a repeat of what happened to his daughter. He couldn't do it again, and this time it was too late as Psyche turned and broke out.
Please. Save Psyche. Save my Haley.
Mr. Henrik!
Let's go. We must hurry.
The game warns us that this will be a tough battle, a fight we cannot avoid. We sprinted outside and can hear all the commotions, but it seems that Psyche managed to diverge her pathing and ran away from the city before hurting anyone. Following the trails of Butterfly, we were met by strong wind that could easily freeze us if we stayed out for too long. But as we get to the final stretch, we saw her. Hold on, I got you. Protagonist power!
The wind's too strong. Can't get any closer.
It's dangerous. Stay back here. Damn it, we're doomed if this keeps up. She's lost her mind. Be ready to fight!
In this fight with Psyche's corruption, we tried everything we can to change her back, which includes beating her up and knocking her to a vulnerable state. I'm a little too prepared for this fight. Come on, Psyche. Remember yourself. Remember the good times we had. I know I'm broke right now, but I promise to take you around the world.
Is this my home?
Psyche was born into a poor family of gardeners, to the point that her parents weren't even sure if she was a blessing.
How many times have I told you to stay away from these unclean people?
She had no friends due to being a Karen. They see her as a demon child. Her hands dirty everything she touches.
That day, feeling wronged and confused, I bathed all night until my skin bled.
She was accused of stealing and was punished despite being innocent.
Save it. Is there even one Charon kid who isn't light-fingered? Alright, if she's so innocent, she can prove it.
In each of these memories, we have a choice of rectifying the past or letting it go. When I choose to rest here...
Psyche. Can you hear me? Talk to me, Psyche.
Is someone calling out my name? Are they trying to tell me not to fall asleep like this?
I don't know what would happen if you choose to rest multiple times, but I really wanted to save her. So she crossed off all of the accusation and continued. The unfortunate day when her family found out about her deterioration, it wasn't her fault, yet she apologized.
Mom, Dad, I'm sorry.
We see her stay with Hendrik and her frustration building up. Then...
How many times have I told you to stay away from these unclean people now? Do you want to get the children done?
I really wish we could turn off the HUD to really look at it all. But Psyche sees the great memories she's made since her tragedy.
You've witnessed your entire life a first beginning and a meaningless end.
She continued forward until she saw her own hate. Psyche does her best to fight against her, Psyche. I do not know if it's possible to win because you only have one chance. Your health is deteriorating over time as if being consumed by the disease. But it was too strong.
My time has already come to an end.
It's not over yet, Psyche.
Stand up! Don't yield to this cold, unfeeling world!
Equipped with a new resolve, Psyche fights herself once more. Only this time, it was more of a debate clashing between being apathetic to the world that does not care about you and enduring the harshness for a better future. It's honestly a really cool fight, especially with how it reminds me of those old bullet hell games. But this time, Psyche triumphs against the hate and flew towards the gentle light.
Psyche, do you remember what your deepest wish has always been?
Yes, I remember now. I've always wanted to leave this place and see the world. To find a warm place where flowers always bloom. I wish to make it there. I will make it there.
Psyche, say it. I'm empty.
I've still ended up hurting you all. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're okay now. Everyone's waiting for you at home.
Home. But it's already too late.
Little Minion, did you really have to hit her that hard?
What?
No.
I swear I didn't.
It wasn't him. It was me. I killed myself. I can't.
Come on, Psyche, we can work with this. You said you wanted to go to a warm place full of blooming flowers, right? Come on!
Yes, it must be a beautiful place. Do you know why I love flowers? 'Cause they're seeds, carried by the gentle wind, travel to distant lands. Over city walls and mountains.
No, don't talk like that. You have to see it for yourself, please.
It's too late. She's fatally wounded. She won't make it, even as a filthoid.
I have one last wish.
I'm all ears.
Target missed. Unable to confirm status of target or hostage from this range.
Prepare for direct engagement.
Psyche was dead. The 6th Legion officer Rhythm was on the scene to warn us. We tried to defend Psyche, but Outsider knew we were too emotional at this point. So he stepped in and talked it out for us, making sure we won't get into trouble with the Legion. You do have a choice to continue with your speech about Psyche, but I knew Outsider was right, so I remained silent.
Let's leave.
Going to the ice river, we let go of the gift she gave us, allowing the wind to carry it along. House Setter comforts us, telling us that he's never seen any deteriorate or regain their self-consciousness. She really didn't hurt anyone before she left. He also knows about Resonant and warns us that our power is incredibly controversial. But after that...
Alright, it's okay to let it out, man. The wind here is so strong, I can't hear a thing. Even if I hear some noise, it's just the sparrows chirping. I've seen this kind of thing countless times. But I tell myself, we've only got one night for tears.
I am a very simple guy. I enjoy a lot of things and I laugh pretty easily, which is why after what happened, I didn't necessarily cry, but you ever get that empty feeling after a great movie or a game? The feeling where you just go, damn, and stare at the road or mindlessly do something? I have nothing bad to say about this part because I think they did it really well. Psyche's death really was a surprise and that stems from the genre. I understand that there's a lot of death flags early on, but I really thought that maybe we'll pull out some kind of anime power to save her. But then again, these types of games tend to bring the character back, so maybe she won't be gone for so long. There's also something she wanted from us, but we didn't get to hear it. But that's just me hoping, and once you're done processing what we just went through, it's time to continue.
That girl will surely wish you to face tomorrow with a smile. Even if we were once deceived by this world.
Taking a walk to clear our head, we stumble into... death?
Child.
Oh, camera angle.
Please.
She says she's here to guide the recently passed soul to the afterlife. She then tells us that death is inevitable and that all current souls meet in the Misty Sea, which I interpret as literal, and our MC thought the same. So I asked her if it's really possible to bring her back, and Lady Niffle pretty much told us that we can probably do it because we're special. I told you guys, there's a chance we will show Psyche the world. Then she disappeared after giving us her blessing. So we go home to contemplate. There's still so many things we gotta do, like random side quests, farming, and oh yeah, Barry. Huh?
Who's there? Who's leading in this dark alleyway?
Metal Sonic was about to end our journey until... Gotta be top 5 strongest or flash that. We connects with an elbow, back kick with a heel. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Then she throws the butter knife, gets deflected, dodged the deflect, and Metal Sonic ran away. Yeah, I don't know who Camilla is, but she just did all of that in a dress and heels. She's gotta be playable at some point. Ugh, that Freddy Fazbear jump scare got me good. Wait, I died? I'm pretty sure this is some kind of purgatory because, I don't know, intuition. But we talked with a ghost and I saw them walk away towards their own journey. And, okay, listen guys, developers, if you're somehow still watching, I might be a little stupid, but since I thought this place was purgatory, I recreated myself. I thought that whole journey we just went through was the intro, and now I made myself again. Look, I'm just gonna show you this, but you're supposed to be in a coma right now. We unlocked the last of our game mechanics, the chat function, and the other stuff. I'm just kidding. Let's go through them. In our sanctuary, which I guess is signed over to us, we can now put our unlocked characters down and talk to them.
Really? Nah, you look as broke as me.
Then we got the Ripple Talk, which... There's a lot more of these and I'll leave you to experience them for yourself. Then of course, we got our weeklies, which is a roguelike mode which you go through combat, choose upgrades, then beat the final boss. In my opinion, this thing is riddled with spoilers, so I recommend beating the story first or watch the rest of my video. Heading to the Asphodel, we get to talk with Camilla. Then we do this Genemon saving quest again with Filbert and Truffle, which unlock the weekly bosses. Did you see it? Psyche got the worst fate in these types of games, becoming a weekly punching bag. Thank you, developers. When I said I wanted to see her again, I did not think I was talking to a monkey's paw.
Excuse me, would you like to buy a flower? They're fresh.
Lost, you filthy cow!
Now, if only I could figure out this crazy contraption here! What the heck? I'm back in purgatory? Ugh. This intrusive thoughts. Stop talking. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. You've made the right choice. this time we play in the perspective of the other self, who happens to be fighting fascism on the side of fascism. Immediately placed into a boss fight and being the only one equipped with the ability to perfect dodge, we defeat our enemies and make our way to meet the troops. I'm just gonna comment now, the quick time event is very cool. Our MC is afflicted with an intense amount of intrusive thoughts, but my theory is that he is deteriorating since they kept telling him to give in and let that dog out.
Calm down. You're back.
Weren't you guys with me a second ago? The situation is beyond dire. We're low on morale, stuck in this room, and worst of all, deep in enemy territory. Before I go on, I really appreciate this bullet point note system. Dev, good job. So we made our way around the room to talk and raise their spirit. Daphne was about to go out on her own, but we stopped her since she's a medic. The only medic, actually. Also, someone who wears normal clothes. I wanted to use this time to finally talk about the character design. You see, I am by no means against sexy revealing stuff, but we're in the middle of winter. Most of these characters, even my dog, Outsider, wears like nothing. Who is this? I'm sure we'll see her later on, and this might get me demonetized, but for my male audience. Yeah, use your imagination. The same goes for Police Girl earlier. Look at her Legion, then look at her. Who dressed you up? Camilla makes sense. She's the front woman and but for someone so serious, I thought they would wear more? But I get it. This is a massive free game and they gotta make money somehow. So if that means my Mesa Prime has to be naked, by all means, who am I to tell what a woman can or cannot wear? Seeing that there are no other ways out of here, Daphne volunteers to go out by herself and explore some sewer tunnels. She tries to remain calm, and before we can deny her plans, we were immediately bombarded in another attack.
Filth boys!
Daphne, protect the wounded.
Yes, Captain.
We had to defend the gate while Daphne continues to call for backup. All lines of communication seems to be destroyed and it was looking grim. Until...
Hang in there, kid.
Already know he's gonna be my favorite character, even if his AI is terrible. He checks up on all the troops and spoke with Daphne. Right away we can see a palpable tension. Maybe Daphne is a racist, I don't know. But pretty much, he was not about to have their only healer go out to find shelter. Then, he turned to his right. Commander Avar comes up with a new plan. He informs us that originally, Fulvis and his army was going to lead a diversion attack against the Forsaken, while Avar and our squad infiltrate the base. However, due to interception with communication or spies, they figure us out and have constantly ambushed us till now. So, new plan. We're gonna go and shut down the fortress defenses.
Hold on, we're getting a call.
But we receive a call from one of Avar's men, Vic and Monica. Apparently they're already at the engine room and is trying to shut it down, so we had to rush there before they end up dead.
Hang in there, we're coming.
It was a race against the clock, and when we brute forced our way in, we only found Monica at the control while Vic had already gone down to manually shut off the engine. But then we received a distress call and took over.
The engine room! Run! Oh!
Avar was going to stay up while we single-handedly rescue Vic and also shut down the whole thing. I have to say, basing your entire system on hitting a giant orange button will never not be funny to me. We shut down 2 of the trigger, leaving the last one outside and Vic's whereabouts unknown. Jumping out, we saw a turret shooting at us, and below that turret... Damn. Reading his dog tag, we saw an engraved message on it. Monica, next time, I'm beating you at the shooting range. Despite not knowing the man, I can only hold out my respect for a fallen soldier. Shutting down the final trigger, we realized that the Forsaken had a backup plan, so we initiated Plan B. Overloaded and run. Jumping down to the main heart, we activate each of the pump and... Bro, look at his face. That took down most of the weapons, but the fortress is still alive. So we mount a rescue.
Avar, where are you?
Finally hearing Fulvis, and yeah, he's as unlikable as you can make him. Fulvus basically just throwing his men at the problem till he can come along and claim the reward. He orders us to continue towards the command center despite us suffering a 90% casualty rate. Now we got a choice between rescuing our squad first or storming the control center. And you already know what I'm picking. No man left behind. So we rushed over to where our squad was and saw that one of our men was being bombarded, but he laid out a bunch of traps and took down an entire horde by himself. Unfortunately, Simon passed away to save everyone. We will not let his effort be in vain. Seeing all of this, our intrusive thoughts came back, trying to convince us to let go and just start killing. But we got a call from Daphne and that seemed to snap us out. So we continued deeper into the rail track, and I know this is an urgent mission, but I accidentally triggered a challenge and the music persisted. Meeting up with part of our squad, they found some potential Forsaken member and...
The Forsakens grabbed us from our homes and forced us to help rebuild this fortress.
She explains to us that the Forsaken had captured and made them slaves even though they're all the same. She was beaten, whipped, and worked till her bones showed. Then, she told us about a path that's quicker to get to the main control center. So, just in case, our MC checked everyone else to make sure they don't have a weapon. But we decided not to check the poor girl since she's been through so much already.
Thank you.
You're talking to me?
Yes. You didn't let your man frisk me, and I really appreciate it. It's rare to see
Guys,
your
fellas,
kindness will...
maybe it's just because I'm afraid of women, but she got really suspicious all of a sudden. We regroup with Avar, and what's really cool is that now you can give Monica that message you picked up from Victor earlier.
Thought you should have it.
His identity disc. Monica, next time I'm beating you at the shooting range. That idiot. What kind of farewell is that? If I'd have known he'd be that petty...
Monica, we've got another fight ahead.
Yes, sir. And thank you for bringing this back.
It's one of those moments that made me really want to help these guys, even when I know they're from the Legion. Also, I'm 99% sure Lynn is from the Legion, but look at the difference between their outfit. Hold on. Is this what I think it is? I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority when I say this, but I actually kind of like turret segments. Back when turret segments were the pinnacle of game design apparently, these parts were in every single shooter, and as a kid I find myself enjoying that feeling of mowing down heaps of enemy with infinite ammo. I do think they could have added more enemies spawning because this part feels unfinished, like a slap onto the story. Especially this part, where you just have to shoot and wait for the ammo while Avara encouraged us.
I'll be an old man by the time you break the door with that. Go back to the... That's our cue. Move in.
Finally, outside the control room, Avar stopped the girl and the old man, ordering them to stay here while we go inside.
We have to rule out all the potential risks. This girl and the old man, they should stop here.
Why? As you can see, there are filthoids all over this place. If you leave us here, Mr. Frank and I will die.
It's tough because on one hand, they were helpful and we can't just leave innocents behind. But there's just this gut feeling in me that makes me suspicious. I just can't prove it.
What if they're up to something else? Don't you think that they are too familiar with everything in this fortress so far? The central control room is the core of Lonza Fortress. Even the Forsakens wouldn't let their enslaved labor in such an essential place. You're not supposed to know the routes so well.
That's why he's the commander right there.
Easy, sir.
Huh?
I'm just doing some preparation. Now I'm ready.
I knew she was evil. Fellas, if a woman talked to you first... somehow dodged that. Then he pulled the rocket on her, but she kicked it out of the way. Then went for a side stab, stepped back for some space, but Pink Girl wasn't gonna let that pressure up, and look at Avar. Not even an ounce of hesitation. Then Mikiri countered her with the trigger of his sword and threw her like a little girl. Oh my gosh, that's my commander right there.
Forsakens. Keep an eye on her.
Bro, look at the way she's dressed. I went over to check on my commander, and luckily, he was only scratched, which... I'm pretty sure he's just pretending because I did not see him get hit once. But he told us to interrogate her while he went out to look for something. Obviously, I had to help my commander out and search for his missing photo.
It's a younger Sir Avar with... Daphne.
When confronting our commander...
Oh, you found it. Thanks.
So...
She's just my neighbor's little girl. I suppose it's...
Yeah, he knows he can't blatantly lie. Basically, Commander Avar tried his best to be a good father. Daphne had a promising career, but because of Avar being a Charon, he had to sacrifice his happy family and agree with his wife to divorce her. Even if he is a special Laurel Charon, nobody cares, so he pretended to go and get the milk, forbidding Daphne from ever calling him father. It's just so sad, man.
If we make it back, I'll take her to the opera house.
No, please don't say that, man. You're just giving yourself red flags. I swear I'm gonna stop playing if he dies. We went over to interrogate the girl and she's not to be trusted. She doesn't say anything important in my opinion other than, whoa, crazy camera angle. We're called the Pale Reaper, have lost our memories, and she hates us a lot for betraying our race. She sees us as like the Uncle Ruckus.
Do it. Take the sword. Look how annoying she's being. She won't be so annoying once you slide her open.
Enough! Shut up!
Okay. Looks like somebody needs anger management here.
I'm actually curious about the other choices, but this is the most emotion we've ever seen from this guy. There's one last option you can choose of whether you'll hear her out or not, which I did, and she has this to say.
Someone in your legion wants you dead.
What did you say?
Yeah, like I trust a word coming from you. Finally, only the commander and I went into the control center, only to be shut in by the security system. We only had a few seconds before the ambush begins, but nothing happened. So Avar tries to reset the whole thing, but we went down to check on something. I don't know if the game actually changed anything, but you can actually reactivate the self-destruct sequence here. I highly doubt it, but can you imagine the game just goes... But exploring the other left us evidence of Avar's betrayal, audio recording of the Forsaken, documents of our plans, all signed by Avar, the man before me, my mentor and superior who always looked out for me. Let's look at this from a logical and outsider perspective. Commander Avar has been nothing but helpful to us. Sure, he clearly doesn't like his higher-ups, but that wouldn't mean he'd sacrifice 90% of his troops. Next, his daughter. It wouldn't make sense to risk her life like this. He kept a photo of her right beside his heart, so he clearly loves her. Lastly, and this is just my intuition, but he just doesn't seem like a bad guy. So despite the evidence telling me otherwise, I chose...
I found this voice recorder and this document.
Is that so? Well then. We need to have a serious discussion about this.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my. And this freaking guy is here now. Oh my gosh, I am on the ground.
Now, why bother making up all this false evidence? You really think the
So he didn't betray us, which made me think that we're on the ground ready for a jump-in. But this whole plot is kind of crazy. Okay, basically, this guy is an Omega racist and fabricated literally everything that happened. He wanted to pin it all on Avar because he knows that if a honorable Laurel Charon like Avar were to be outed as a traitor, then all Laurel Charon would pretty much be viewed as untrustworthy, putting him back into a lesser human status. And he did all of this because Sybil was above him.
Wait.
Avar then tricks Fulvis. Since he wanted to be above Sybil, he needed to complete that Project Zero thing. So if he gets a catalyst, then the Empire will like him more. We don't get to know where the catalyst is, but Fulvis... Bro. He's gotta be faking it, right?
Remember, Avar? Never trust a pragmatist. Stay behind, Fulci. Clean up this mess.
Yes, sir.
He probably recorded everything.
A mini recording device.
Oh nah, she stole it from
Why would
us.
he have this?
Do not indulge in the eternal void.
Yes, please go crazy right now. We cannot die right here.
They're going to burn this place down. That's Sir Avar.
Please, man, you're really good at acting, right? You gotta have that old bullet hitting his metal or something trick.
What's this?
Attention to all 13th Legion soldiers in Lonza Fortress. Daphne Theodore, the former medic of Squad Griffins, is now classified as a Forsaken spy. Daphne Theodore is to be executed upon sight.
Daphne? A wanted spy?
Warning.
Then, without even giving us a chance to pay our respect, the self-destruct sequence is initiated, and we must make our way out to save Daphne.
Freeze!
Whoa, I'm on your side. Wait, what did you shoot?
An accomplice! Kill them both!
Hey, I got this. Unlocking Daphne made me realize that she can use magic, but we needed to get out of here right now. Daphne wished to go back and check on him herself, but we cannot let her do that, telling her that Saravar is no longer with us. So we rushed back to check on our squad mate and... oh my... When I catch you, Fulvis! This time we backtracked through the map and fought the Legion. Escaping to the sewer was our only chance, and Daphne was on the verge of breaking down.
My head's spinning. Everything's a mess. Saravar's gone. Those Hyperborean soldiers out there are shooting us on sight. They're calling me a spy. Please. I need to know I can trust you. I'll believe whatever you tell me.
I feel like it's best to try and comfort the girl before moving on. We know she's strong, but everyone needs a bit of reassurance.
I've pulled myself together now.
Then Daphne explains what she saw on the other side. Sybil is en route here, and it's only a matter of time before the Legion army merges. That's why they're in a rush to hunt us down rather than sieging us. We can't tell her about what happened inside. Not yet.
My father, Avor, did he complete his mission? Thank you. Farewell, Dad.
They tried to flood us out of the sewer, but we quickly drained it thanks to the emergency system. With the soldiers closing in, impact frame on the grab is crazy.
We should be safe for now. The exit should be
Our
up
escape is just on the other side of the gate, but the problem is, well, you can already guess. Even if we try to escape, we'll be fugitive forever. It's not a good fate to live by, so MC came up with a plan.
Take off your clothes.
What?
Strip. Now. Obviously, she did not want to do that, and instead, we get to learn her side of the backstory.
Thank you for respecting my father's wish, but could you at least hear my wish? This mania is a rainy place. When I was a little girl, all my friends hated the rain because it would mess with their hair and soil their pretty dresses. But I didn't hate the rain because it never reached my shoulders. In my eyes, the rain was just little ripples sprouting around my boots and droplets dripping off the brolly. But as I grew older, I realized that rain wasn't that nice. It used to look nice, only because my dad was there to bear it for me. My dad was such a kind man, and such a stubborn one too. He always put others first. Always. Before I was born, he joined the Legion and fought hard to prove himself worthy of my mum. After I grew up, he left us because he didn't want to soil my future. In public, he'd scowl and forbid me to call him Dad. But deep in the night, he'd drunkenly shout mine and my mother's name, crying. He was always bearing the weight of everything on his own. But he never asked if I wanted any of this. Just like you never asked if I wanted to live knowing you sacrificed yourself for me. Neither of you know what I actually wanted. I never wished for a hero who'd shield me from the rain. My wish is that if there's only room for one under the brolly, I'll brave the rain with you all. I wish that we make it out and live on together.
Daphne came up with an honestly clever plan. It was a gamble, but it's better than whatever we came up with. We turn ourselves into Sybil, then we'll be in prison and go through trial. That way we can prove our innocence and be protected from assassins.
Time's against us. Let's move.
And thus, I took her hand, and we stepped towards that narrow beam of sunlight piercing through the door's gap. It felt as though we were stepping into a shimmering grave of our own making.
Despite the animation breaking for me, this part was also amazingly done. Devs, if you're still watching, I think the animation should have been its own thing rather than the text you go through by the autoplay function. I think the animation broke because of that, and if you notice near the end there, the game graphics seems to be unfinished. I know I've already said this part before, but it's part like these that make me wonder if something rushed you guys in the development process. It didn't take away from the moment for me personally, but the change was very noticeable and it made me focus on that for a few seconds. So now, I must give you a flashbang award. Hey, you know what? Screw it. Top tier right there. That's hyperboreas.
Where am I?
What the heck? Leon? Oh, you racist? Marco? This sequence has to be one of my favorite in the entire game because I think they were going for like a semi-horror dreamy feel. There's something eerie about these dark corridors and they remind me of the evil within and its own dream sequence. My only gripe is that I wish the HUD was disabled for these moments. And also, the only thing I don't understand is the intention behind the hypnosis. Is the warden trying to force a false confession out of us? Because going through the whole thing, you'll begin to realize that it's clearly pointing towards that. But that doesn't fully take away from the feeling. I seriously wonder what would have happened if I followed for the temptation. Does the game end? Do we see a different outcome? Regardless, I told the truth and continued forward. Again and again, I resisted her bindings and refused to accept the responsibility of what we did not do. The hallway extends, the clock ticks down, and we remember her words. Whoa. Entering the boss fight against Warden, we saw what I can only presume as the deterioration form. In this fight, it's up to you to avoid the circles on the ground and her 3-hit combo that you need to dodge through or else it will clip you. Then she can sometimes enter a state that lets her become invulnerable and dash around the whole arena. But so long as you avoid the circles, this fight isn't too hard.
How dare you defy the law!
And I told you I'm innocent! We tell her exactly what went down. Commander Avar did not betray us. He was to shoot me with his gun and I was to play dead. Unfortunately, he shot me too good because apparently I needed to be really convincing. He gave me a recording device, but that damn girl Falsey, or whatever it was, took it. Avar knew he was going to die, but he was going to die with honor and believe in us to bring the truth to light. Luckily, Warden believes us, even if just by a bit. So she went out and investigated while granting us a bit of free time to talk with Daphne.
During her interrogation, she repeatedly requested to see you.
weren't supposed to know that part.
Finally, we were able to tell her what happened to her father and gave her what he held dearly to him.
He wanted you to have this message. Find Daphne if possible. If she's alive, get her out of here.
Get her out of here. Once you're both safe, tell her, I'm sorry, my baby girl. I've always wanted to hear you call me Dad again. Just like when you were little.
He kept this photo all along. So long that I'm not the little girl in the photo anymore.
Okay, that almost got me. But we passed the warden's test and there's new hope. Maybe we can finally leave this place soon as free people.
The only document I received is a writ demanding your immediate execution.
Whoa, hold on, Warden.
Gathering so many signatures must have been quite the feat. Yet these signatures might weigh less than the one in my hand, I suppose.
Your Highness, does the royal family intend to intervene in this military case?
Intervene, I must ask. Do you view His Majesty's decree of pardon as an intervention?
Oh, tell her, Your Highness!
Is the royal military prison no longer under the Crown's jurisdiction? I need to speak with him alone. Everyone else may leave. They're finally gone.
This guy is majestic. Virgilius? He kind of looked like Alucard from Dracula. But basically, he's here to pardon us and Daphne because apparently we're friends. Then 5 days later, he took us to a play that we would have seen with Avar. Here we discussed plans on locating Falsi to find that recording and the dream ends. Now, I only got one thing to say about this. I feel like the warden boss was kinda random. Maybe I missed some, but I feel like if they were going for a horror-based trip, they should have at least leaned into that for her boss entrance. But I'm not a game designer, and I can see that maybe the intro will be too long and get old too fast. Or maybe they weren't even going for that horror theme and I'm just making it up. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm not gonna lie, this video was a struggle to make and I feel like I didn't do a good job. I'm fighting an addiction right now, so I became very aimless throughout the past few months. But I appreciate you for making it all the way here to hear this, and I promise I will do better in the next one. If this video does well, actually, you know what? I'll make a part 2 just to rectify my mistakes. But I feel like only 5 of you will see this, so I got a gift for you guys. Boom. Okay, that big.